So Latin America is a very hot topic in the industry. So just as Vivian said, and I quote, Latin America is the last blue sea for the Chinese overseas sellers. So as the expert, can you tell us why Latin America is so attractive?
Well, actually, Latin America there are many reasons why Latin America is so attractive for Chinese sellers. So we don't want to go out that late, so I will resume it in two, right? The first reason why it's so attractive is the hyper growth that Latin America has been enjoying in the last years in the e-commerce growth. After the pandemic, that was kind of a tipping point where people jumped into the e-commerce. They were buying for the first time, so the e-commerce boomed. And Latin America grew faster than any other region in the world. So actually, if you compare Latin America countries, you take the list of the countries that grew the most last year in e-commerce, in the top 5, you will find 3 countries from Latin America: Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico, which is leading in number 1 place with 24% of growth only in 2023. So that would be the first reason. The second reason why it's so attractive for cross-border sales, it's the governments in Latin America, like in Brazil or Argentina, they're quite protective still. So we have high taxes, and they try to protect the local industry. But still, in Brazil or Argentina, they cannot produce as much as the people want. So with lack of products in the domestic market. So people look into China to bring the products overseas that cannot be built or are affordable locally. And that's why we look so much for Chinese products overseas.
And employees.
Latin America is a very dynamic market,
Diego.
and there are so many e-commerce, marketplaces there. And what marketplaces that you prefer that you will, refer to the Chinese cross-border sellers, and what nocnoc can do to help them to grow their business in Latin America?
Well, if I had to suggest or choose just 1 or 2 marketplaces where Chinese sellers should focus, this will be very, very challenging. It's a very difficult question because Latin America is a highly fragmented ecosystem on the marketplace side. So just not like one winner takes all. It will depend on the country, and it will depend on different brands. So, for example, if we take Brazil as an example, we were mentioning before the importance of Mercado Libre, right? Mercado Libre is the largest marketplace in Brazil. But in Brazil, Mercado Libre takes 30% of the share. So if you choose to go to Brazil with one marketplace, you will be leaving aside the other 70% of the market share. There's no way that you want to sell strongly in Brazil if you don't think of the local big giants as Magalu, Americanas, Casas Bahia, which are local marketplaces. They're very strong. And then you also have the global Chinese platforms like Shein or AliExpress. They are very strong there too. Amazon is strong, and Shopee is strong. So you need at least to tackle 8 marketplaces to get an interesting part of the share. And the same will happen in Mexico or in Chile and Colombia. So at the end of the day, you are willing to work in Latin America, you need to have presence in or stores in 15 marketplaces. And each marketplace has its own algorithm. You need to understand how to sell there. That's very tough. And actually, that's the reason why we created nocnoc, is to put all of this complexity in one platform, in one solution, taking out all the frictions for the sellers. So in only one place, the Chinese sellers can upload their products to our platform, And from there, we do the listings, we do the shipping, we do the payments, we take care of the customer service in native language, Spanish, Portuguese. We take care of cancellations, returns. So the only thing that the seller have to think about is uploading their products to our platform. And in 48 hours, you will be selling in 5 countries, in 15 marketplaces.
谢谢。Jerry，
want to say
Thank you to WorldFirst, and thank you to all of you for the warm welcoming in China. It's a pleasure always to come back to this country. And just as a last wish or a sentence for you, as the only here representative panelist from Latin America, I would just like to welcome you to our region, to explore our region. It doesn't matter if you are a small, medium, or large seller. The Latin American markets are eager on welcoming you to our country and to do business with us. Thank you.